People in general want to be happy, whether they're from the West or the East. Our modern society has taught us, has promised us that we will be happy if you have more money, if you have higher social economic status, if you get better grades, if you get promoted, if you have more sugar, more pizza, more apples, more eggs, whatever. However, from reality, we have learned that when you have more, you don't really feel happy. Why? And to make people happy, we have even developed a new psychology branch, positive psychology. Positive psychology has offered us some new ideas, but these so-called new ideas are nothing new to a Tao follower. And about 2,500 years ago, Lao-tzu, the creator of Tao, has offered us this solution. And he proposed that you will never be happy only if you learn to stop, only if you learn to stay here now, only if you know when enough is enough. And this idea has practiced by all Daoists and all followers of Tao. And this idea has proved by modern neuroscience and new brain image technology. So we have learned from a new development in brain imaging technology and neuroscience. However, it seems like people misunderstand how people can be happy. And to most people, we want to have more dopamine. And according to science, that when people have more dopamine, we will feel happier. However, there's a misunderstanding in this, that dopamine is not going to make people feel happier. And the function of dopamine is to motivate people to get more. And when you get more, your brain will release more dopamine and you will possibly feel happier. How can you feel happier? That only when you stop, when you realize where you are, how you feel, then you can be happier. And the release of dopamine has helped human beings to expand our horizon, to migrate to different continents, to reproduce, to have more control of the natural resources around us. However, this evolution mechanism has its own drawback. Is that, as I said earlier, it's not going to make you happier. It's only responsible for moving you forward to get more. How can we be happier? And according to Tao, you need to stop. You need to be here and now. You need to understand what's going on in your body. And you need to focus on your inner development. Only by doing that can you become happier. As I mentioned earlier, dopamine just drives people to want more. And dopamine wants you to have more natural resources. It wants you to have more food. It wants you to have more sex. And it drives you to have more control of the resources around you. However, dopamine, according to evolution, never promises happiness. It only brings you transient, temporary pleasure. To feel long-lasting happiness, we have to learn to stop. We have to know our own heart. And in Daoism, we have many ways to teach you how to anchor yourself, how to firmly root yourself to where you are. And we have meditation practice. We have meditation practice to help you. So in the future videos, I will teach more specific ways to help you to gain quietness, to gain control of your own mind. Speaking of controlling your own mind, our mind is also designed to wander around. And we constantly search outside. We are fitly attracted by outside the world, by exciting news, by new games. However, all these fancy things will not bring happiness. So the conclusion here is that dopamine does not equal happiness. And we have learned a lot to help our body to release more dopamine. For example, we can exercise more. Our body will produce more dopamine. As a result, we feel the pleasure after a long running and a vigorous cardio. And we also learned that salty food and sweet food will make you feel more pleasure. However, again, here, if you don't know when to stop, the only result is that you're going to become a thriller seeker. You're going to be addicted to extreme sports. You're going to be addicted to sweet foods. As a result, you're going to only gain weight instead of more happiness. So, from what I mentioned earlier, we can tell that evolution itself is not perfect. It has helped us to develop this dopamine release mechanism to drive us forward, to help us to survive in this harsh environment in the past million years. However, to be happy, we have to use our prefrontal, more developed logic brain to learn how to be happy. So to be happy is an acquired skill. So we have learned that evolution is imperfect. How can we become near to perfection? And the solution is that everybody could acquire some Dao. And Dao will help you to be true to yourself. Dao will help you learn how to find your own mission. And my job here is to help everybody who is interested in Dao to research, to learn, to acquire Dao together. And in Daoism, we have many ways to help you acquire happiness. I know I have mentioned dopamine so many times. The reason I mention it is because it's so important. It's very important for us to understand the mechanism of dopamine before we can convert ourselves, to improve ourselves. Because evolution has done its job, and the job is fantastic, but it's not perfect. The goal of dopamine is to want you to have more. It has nothing to do with happiness. However, dopamine is so smart. It makes you think. It tricks you. The moment you have a climax, the release of dopamine will stop. And then the pleasure is gone. To gain real happiness, we have to find a different way. We have to find a different mechanism. To gain real happiness, we have to improve. We have to find a better way. By now, I hope you understand that dopamine is not the solution. It tricks us to believe so. It does not do the job. However, we still have another chemical to help us. And the Dao will help us to release that chemical, to find a better way to feel happy longer. How can we be happier? And I said that Dao has an answer. And this answer is also approved by modern science. In addition to dopamine and other neurotransmitters, we also have oxytocin. Oxytocin is the so-called here and now hormone that will help us to feel happier. However, most people don't know how to increase the release of oxytocin. That's why we need Dao. Thousands of years ago, the Dao followers have figured out how to do it. And that's why we're talking about it now. And because we have to stop to be happier. And we have to stop to save our Mother Earth. Dopamine actually has driven human beings to the verge of extinction because we have almost exhausted the resources on Earth. So to acquire Dao is not only for individual gain, it's also a great thing we need to do for the survival of human race. And my job again here is to help everybody who are interested in Dao to move forward, to find a feasible and economical way. My job here is to help anybody who is interested in acquiring Dao to be happier and wealthier, to find a solution, a feasible one, an economic one, to help ourselves to rescue the earth. So if you are interested in learning more about Dao, I'm here to help. Thank you for watching. If you want to be healthier, wealthier, interested in acquiring more Dao, please subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you.